亲爱的新华网各位网友，大家好！感谢您参与与国际政要在线交流互动。今天我们非常高兴地邀请到正在我国进行访问的以色列总理内塔尼亚胡先生，在线回答各位网友的提问。Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to this online interaction with Xinhua netizens.
Well, good morning. I'm glad to be back here again. We should do this a little more frequently than every few years.
Yeah, great idea. Shall we have a look at the questions directly?
By all means.
Netizen called Spring Light asks this question. Mr. Prime Minister, from news reports, we come to know that you first visited China in 1998. This is your third visit. Nearly 20 years has passed since the first one. So what are the things that impress you most this time?
I think consistently what impresses me is the rise of China, the tremendous development that you see here. And I can have this point of comparison because I was here almost 2 decades ago, and everything has changed. Well, the Chinese people are the same. They have the culture and the roots, the history, their pride and their traditions, but they, like Israelis, seize the future. And you can see the future around us in ways that are unexpected. 20 years ago, nearly 20 years ago, I stayed in a government guest house, and I saw the compound yesterday, and during my stay here in the innovation conference that we participated in. Well, it was done in a great facility that I don't remember existed there, but you could see the whole world coming as Israel came, and it's very, very impressive. China is moving ahead in technology, moving ahead in science, moving ahead for a better world, and Israel very much wants to be China's partner in seizing this future.
I think this netizen will be very satisfied to hear from you. Netizen called Green Mountain asks, it has been 25 years since our two countries established diplomatic ties. How do you see the achievements on our bilateral ties?
Well, I think the best expression to that was made by President Xi yesterday when he announced that Israel is a comprehensive partner in innovation. And I think it explains the fit, I would almost say the marriage, between Israeli technology and Chinese marketing and industrial capacity. China is a huge market, huge capacities for organization, for industrialization, for business, and the marriage of the Chinese economic capacities and Israel's innovation capacities is something that provides benefit to both our peoples, in my opinion, to the world. Beyond a certain point of development, once you put in the roads and the utilities and the factories, then to move to the higher level of personal income, clean air, longevity, easier transport, safer transport, and all the other aspects of life, for all of that you need technology. China clearly recognizes that, not only by developing its own technology, but by cooperating with Israel, which, although a small country, is a global power in technology. So I think this benefits both our countries, and I think President Xi put his finger on it, not only by calling for innovation in China as a national goal, but seeking partners in the world scene to achieve this goal. And we are eager and happy to be China's partner to that effect.
Great. Marriage, I like this word. Very, very vivid description.
or I would say, as I said in one of the meetings, Israel would like to be the yeast in China's cake, to enable it to grow to unexpected benefits and heights.
Thank you. A man of refined tastes, netizen asks, we Chinese consumers have a special taste for Israeli products. So we are very concerned with the FTA negotiations between our two countries. Is there any progress in this regard this time?
Well, we spoke about it at great length, about expediting the free trade agreement between us so that Israeli companies can come in at a greater pace. This is important not only from Israel's point of view, but also from the point of view of technology transfer. My experience has been that one of the best ways to achieve the transfer of high technology is to get the technological firms actually present in a country. So if Israeli firms come to China and begin to sell their products, partner with the local Chinese, this moves this technology into China probably more rapidly than any other means. And we agreed to expedite our discussions on free trade.
That's great. Great news. Netizen called Greater Vitality asks, this May, China will hold the first International Cooperation Summit Forum on the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes.
How do you see the role of this initiative in revitalizing the world economy? In what fields will Israel take part?
In every field that China wishes us to participate in. We can deal with the communication, with transportation, with health, with environment. Every field we have very robust and rich technology. And the secret of our technological success is the cross-fertilization. Israel is smaller than China. It's a lot smaller. It's less than 1% of China in size, and we only have 8 million people, but there's much fermentation. And Israel is a world leader in many areas despite its small size, and I would say because of its small size, so that people of various disciplines meet each other all the time and come up with new ideas. I'd like to apply Israeli technology to the needs of China. For example, water, clean water, something that is very important. We cannot live without water, and you cannot grow an economy in cities without water. Israel recycles almost 90% of its wastewater. So there's no waste, but there's more water. Now the next country, the second country, recycles about 20% of its wastewater. So you can see the difference between number one and number two. That technology is very well developed in Israel, as an example. Second example, automotive technology. There are 100 million cars in China. You have traffic jams, you have pollution, you have road accidents. In Israel, we've developed computer networking that allows you to cut the time of travel, have less time on the road. There's now a very advanced company and companies that have developed driverless car technology, which is actually safer than driver technology. You can use it with or without. And so you can cut down the number of road accidents. Now, imagine that instead of buying a very expensive car, a hugely expensive car, that is a piece of metal, that 95% of the time is sitting and not moving, you wasted all this time, then it gets on the road and makes these traffic jams. You don't need it. You have cars, capsule cars, that you order through a computer network, and they take you on the trip. They're very safe. They emit a lot less gases, and you come more safely, more on time, and more cheaply to your destination. This is something that could help many, many millions of Chinese in their lives. So we're talking about practical technology that helps people, or living longer and healthier. Another example. In Israel, 98% of the population have computerized data, medical data. There's a little card, like a credit card, and all your medical data for the last 20 years is on it. Yeah, so they know what medicine you need, what your blood pressure patterns are, what specific problems you have, what should be avoided for you. When you go into a hospital any hospital in Israel, you have many more hospitals than we do. But imagine that any Chinese goes to any hospital and the doctor or medical personnel takes the card and immediately knows your medical record. You don't have to do all the tests again and again and again, which costs an enormous amount of money, and you can get personalized medicine, medical treatment that is geared for you personally, and makes you a lot healthier and overcome a disease much faster. So these are advantages of Israeli technology that I think could fit perfectly into the needs of China and its plans to grow and develop.
We are looking forward to have those technologies. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you.
You have mentioned innovation a lot. Here, a netizen called Joy asked a specific question on innovation. Israel is one of the most innovative nations in the world. Could you please share with us Israel's experiences in innovation? How can our two countries deepen cooperation in this regard?
It's hard for me to explain why there is this innovation explosion in Israel. It happened. There may be roots in our history, in our culture that always prized scholarship and questioning minds, and this tradition, which goes back thousands of years, tradition of literacy, a tradition of intellectual curiosity, this burst out on the world scene with the advance of modern science. And the kind of intellectual inquiry that went into relations between man and society then moved into chemistry, into physics, into mathematics. So it's a fact. It exists in Israel in unusual proportions. And we're very proud of our Nobel Prize winners and very proud of our technologists. But we see a similarity in China's traditional pursuit of scholarship, excellence, entrepreneurship. There's a lot of similarities between the Jewish people and the Chinese people. And what we would like to do is take our particular experience of innovation and put it to use for the benefit of China. And it's interesting that what we see since my last visit, actually, I'm not talking 20 years ago, I'm talking about just
2013.
Yes, just four years ago. We see a tremendous increase in Chinese investment in Israeli high technology. Right now, a third of investments, of all the investments that go into Israeli high technology, originates from China. So the answer, the way that we are matching up our capabilities is first by Chinese investments in Israel. Second, I hope to have a free trade agreement completed here so Israeli companies can come here. And third, a very simple thing that has also been established, direct flights. People just getting, people to people, just getting on a plane and coming to Israel. We now have 100,000 Chinese coming to Israel. We only need a few million.
Yeah.
And you're all invited. Israel is a beautiful country, and it really admires China and wants to welcome the people of China to Israel. Don't come all at once.
Of course. With that, I have a question from this 1,000 Years Love. He asked, my friends and I are planning on a tour to your country.
Really? Oh, good.
I heard that China and Israel have signed 10-year multiple entry visa agreement.
Correct.
Is Israel going to provide more convenience for Chinese tourists or any cooperation in this field?
Absolutely. I just spoke to the Ministry of Tourism in Israel, and I said, prepare signs in Chinese. And I've asked our educational system to prepare to teach students in China. We've already had an increase, but I think coming from this visit, we're going to have a bigger increase. I spoke to the head of Baidu, and he said the best advice I can give you is have children study Chinese. I'm taking that advice.
Great.
But come to Israel, we'll have enough translators, and the most important thing is we'll welcome you with open arms.
Great. Prime Minister, I know you have a very tight schedule. Can we ask the last question?
By all means.
My college mate joined an exchange program with the Tel Aviv University. I'm considering going to the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Will Israel take further steps to attract more Chinese students? How can our two countries have more people-to-people exchanges from netizens SAJ?
President Xi and I agreed yesterday that we will increase the number of exchange students on both sides, and I hope you will be, the viewer asked that, to be one of these students. There's no substitute for these meetings. You know, we are all moving rapidly into these devices, into the internet and the modern means of communications. But I feel that the best means of communication remains this, face-to-face discussions and people-to-people meetings on the ground. No matter what impressions, and they're powerful, that we have of China from afar, it's when I come here, and this is my third visit here, it's meeting the people, meeting China's leaders, meeting Chinese people, seeing directly the great miracle that is happening here, that has no substitute. So I would like you to come to Israel to see the miracle that is happening there, and together we can perform other miracles.
Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you.
新华网各位网友，由于内塔尼亚胡总理的这个时间非常紧，我们今天的访谈到此结束。欢迎您今后参与更多的新华网友与国际政要在线交流活动。谢谢。